Welcome to Mono Man Fishing.
Hey, welcome back to Mono Man Fishing. And if you're new, welcome aboard. Today, we're going to talk about the Carolina rig. All about the Carolina rig. How to set it up, how to fish it, what kind of baits to use. So let's get into it. Let's first talk about our leader. See this? Good way to save your money. A good way to store the leaders. Have them pre-made, set to go. Drop them right in your tackle box, or your boat box. You got them in the medicine bottle. Keeps them dry, easy to get to. And this is a piece of pipe insulation. You can see. And right here, I've hooked my leader. This leader has about 33, 35 inches. And then just wrap it around that piping right there till it comes to the hook. Boom. There's my hook, my leader line, and my swivel. All right. So, I've got my leader. Just back it up. And now we need to talk about the other end of the line. Traditional Carolina rigs have a weight. Use your egg sinker type. It seems to work better. Some kind of bead, and then you tie it directly to your swivel. And the issues they were having way back when I was throwing this Carolina bait in the early 70s is we had glass beads. We found the glass beads hitting the rocks and the lead weights were cracking and then cutting our lines, and we were losing rigs and fish. Today, a new modification that I really like is you're going to slip on your egg sinker, you're going to slip on your bead, and I'm contemplating myself not even using a bead anymore. They got the original weight and bead system set up so you could get a clacking noise, and then your bait would come along and the fish would investigate the clacking noise, see your bait, and the idea was he was to eat your bait. So, but thinking about removing that, because now we're going to put a bobber stopper right there before the line. So my bead and my weight cannot come down and hit my knot, weaken it, cut it, or make it loose. So now I've got a protected knot line, let's call it that. I'm going to tie that on, tie my leader line on, and it's real simple. You can't see it on the camera, but I'm going to step on my hook, not on my line, but on my hook, bottom of my boat, keep it solid. And I'm the Palomar guy, so I'm going to tie a Palomar knot. And the Mono Man has to have his peepers to tie knots. So we're going to tie the Palomar on there, go in once, come back through, like all that. All right, we're going to make that loop. Come through that loop. And this is where you reach in, you grab all of that. You put your finger in there, you pull that down, and now you bring that whole leader line through there, including the hook. Boom. Now, all the knot goes forward of the swivel. Lubricant. Just push it down. Taunt, taunt, taunt. See my knot tying videos? We do not smash that down. Why stress your line when you don't have to? Now I'm using 15-pound regular line on my setup and 12-pound test leader line. The idea of that is if I get this hook hung up and it breaks off, that it should break the 12 before the 15. and I'll keep all of this, my swivel and everything else. All right, so we got that tied on. Turn that leader off, that line off. There we go. We're going to take that. This is the bobber stopper all the way down close to the hook. It's close, but it's not right on it. So now, there you go. We got the weight, the bead. That's mostly for clacking now. It's supposed to make some kind of noise. And then the bobber stopper and your swivel all the way down to your leader line. This is a pretty long leader, but it's not as long as I fished with. I think start off long, especially what we're going to be doing with it. We got a tournament coming up at Lake Lanier in Georgia, and this time of year the fish are going to be in three places. They're going to be in the deep water down in the bottom of the ditches where the water's cooler, or they're going to be up in the muckiest stuff, the thick stuff, logs, stuff like that in the shade where the water's cooler and there's still plenty of bait. But all three of these areas have to have bait. Or they're going to be in the current. And when I say the deep cooler water, like out on the docks, that's thick. You got underneath those docks, there's all kinds of stuff underneath there. Bait's going to be underneath there. That's the fish is. But the Carolina rig, we're targeting those fish that are out in the ditches. When we say deep water in Lanier, we can be talking at over 100 feet, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the pockets that have the ditches, the fine ditches coming out that are somewhere between 12 and 30 feet. That big pop, did you hear that? That's a walnut tree dropping walnuts at that time of year on top of my roof here. Could be ear banging. But back to fishing, we're going to be targeting the bass in the ditches 15 to 30 feet. As the ditch comes out, it usually gets deeper. And with the Carolina rig, and hopefully we can pick some up. So we've tied our leader on. We got everything set. What are we throwing it on? Well, I like to. Doesn't mean you have to. But first of all, it helps to throw on a much longer rod than some of you throw. This is a 7'6" Vengeance rod. It helps you get a good long cast out of it. And this is heavy. This is, I believe it's heavy. Should be heavy. Yeah, heavy. I want that power. We're going to throw it out as far as we can, all the way to the bottom, and you're going to drag that bait. Really, keeping that tension, going back till that's sitting there on the bottom, and drag that bait. Keep going back to the baits, going along the bottom, drag. You can pop it every once in a while, but mostly drag it. When you do get a hit, got to feel that thump. You're going to point your rod real down. If you point your rod really down towards the fish, and when you feel that weight of that fish, set that hook sideways. Don't bring your rod up this way, sideways, and reel at the same time. It may take a few hook sets to get used to it, because most things you want to do is you want to link down, get it, and then snap it over the top of your head. No. Sideways. Do a twist in your hips. You get that thing caught up, boom, catch that fish that way. Okay, so what are we going to throw for a lure? Of course, it's going to be a soft plastic. And most common everybody throws is a lizard. That's been around years and years and years. If your lake is loaded with lizards, and you know the bass are eating lizards, by all means throw a lizard. For me, Lake Lanier, I like to put a fluke on it. That's right. I'll fluke. Put that fluke on there like that. You throw that out there, and that looks like a dying bait fish going down. I've had a lot of success on the fluke. A Cinco. It doesn't have to be as pretty as this one, Put a Cinco. Put a Cinco on there. Throw it down there. Let it work like a worm, going to the bottom, then hopping up, and then going to the bottom. Cincos work great. And there's always good old traditional curl tail or U-tail worms. They work. But one of my favorites, creature bait. This is a Zoom creature bait. Watermelon red. Oh, these seem to me, especially the summertime, yeah, will work quite well. Well, of course, I'm going to do a video on there. It's a benefit tournament to help a fellow angler that's in medical need. But I'm sure you'll see me through it soon. And then, over the lizard, I let the Yamamoto, this is called The Thing by Yamamoto. It's got a lot of appendages with curly and paddles, and it's got all those squiggly stuff, almost like a squid. Something the fish probably hasn't seen. I'm going to present it to him, and I'll probably dip it in chartreuse dye a little bit, because I always like to do it with my baits. But Yamamoto baits, it smells so good. So there you go. So you throw one of those on, and those are some good quality baits. But you pretty much put anything on a Carolina rig, it works. So I think we pretty much covered it. We're using pretty good stout equipment. I've got Abu Garcia reel on here. Geez, I don't remember what the ratio is on this one. It's been a while. Yeah, 7:1 to 1. I like that kind of speed because once I've hooked that fish, I want to get him to the boat. You don't play a Carolina rig much, you get them in there. I think that's about it, but we're looking forward to Lanier in 2 weeks. But that's what I'll be doing, is fishing the ditches, the deeper ditches, with the Carolina rig. All right, I hope that helps everybody. If there are any questions about Carolina, comment below. Using your valuable time, check me out. Hopefully the tips and tricks I put out there will help improve your game. For you guys to try to save money, again, medicine bottle, you're going to get them anyway. And sometimes use those cool floaty things, long tubes, but you just hook your hook in there, roll your line around there. There you go, put it in there. And you put 2 or 3 in here, and all you got to do is grab it, put your new Carolina rig on. Works great. All the kinds of lures you can throw. You experiment, practice days. I wouldn't be experimenting on tournament days. The practice days you can experiment. Make sure you got a stout rod, a good, reasonably high speed reel. You don't need them super high. You can even go 6'1", would be fine. Remember that your main line's bigger than your leader line, so if you get your hook hung up on something, you have to break it off. You don't lose all your equipment on your line, all that stuff. All right, so hey, again, thanks for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. If you ever got any questions or just want to talk fishing, comment down below, send me a comment, get in touch with email, however. All right, until next time, as always, tie lines.